Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. The Nabi drama is getting hectic. It is getting intense. People are crying. People are yo. Ay, 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 sure, wow. Is Nabi going or is Nabi staying? And I am going to give you a breakdown on the new developments of what's happening on Nabi. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe, and please become a member. It's only about 10 to 20 bucks. You just have to click, add as a member, become a member. Please, guys, being a member helps me buy Kaizer Chiefs skippers and give it out to the fans. So please, let's get to it. Nabi. Ow, Baba Nabi. So, yeah, it's been a drama-filled 2 days. Like, ever since BBK on Monday released this what you call thing that Nabi's getting axed whether he wins or he loses. It's been good, Baba. So Kaizer Jr. and Jessica and them have been doing their runs in radio stations, etc. And they've gone from a very shady answer to now they're getting closer to an answer of saying Nabi is staying. Because yesterday, the whole of yesterday, they were saying we're going to reevaluate. But this morning on Kai FM, it almost sounded like Kaizer Jr. is now changing his tune because Kaizer Jr. is like, Nabi's our coach. Nabi has a 2-year contract. Nabi's our coach. So now that's like, okay, but then where does this rumor that BBK issued come from? And then Jessica's like, yeah, but every year we reevaluate and see where we're going. So I am going to give you my opinion if Nabi should go or stay. You guys, a lot of you who watch this channel, I think you already know my point of view on the Nabi must go, Nabi must stay, but I'm going to give it to you again for those who don't know. And I'm also going to say this. Management, and I know it's going to be hurtful to say this, but when management came to the conclusion that whether Nabi wins the Nedbank Cup or loses it, they are going to fire him. Now my question is, now that he's won, why are they under pressure to keep him? Are they under pressure from fans? Are they taking up too much of their celebrations? Like, what's happening? Because what I'm trying to get at is when management make a footballing decision, management needs to be careful that they don't make a footballing decision emotionally. And when I say this, I'm saying I don't know what parameters, what conclusion got them to the point of saying they're going to release Nabi. But how does it change if you guys knew that him being in the final is a win or lose? So he loses, Nabi's definitely gone. He wins, Nabi's staying. But that doesn't change the outcome of our season because our season looks very much like the Amakhosi season. Amakhosi is, I think if I'm not mistaken, they are maybe 1 point below us or something like that. But their season is exactly the same as our season. They won a cup and they did poorly on the league. They played poorly. Kaizer Chiefs played poorly. But somehow Amakhosi found their way to the cup. And on their way to the cup, Amakhosi beat Pirates and Amakhosi beat Sundowns. On the way to Kaizer Chiefs winning the cup, Kaizer Chiefs beat Steelies, beat Pirates, beat Sundowns. These are the big teams. I'm not excluding cheaper and free agents, but those are the ones we kind of expected we would win. But you get what I'm saying. So Amakhosi got to the point where they fired the coach and they knew their reasons because they knew they wanted to survive relegation. Kaizer Chiefs, on this hand, Nabi has won a cup, but we're still not sure over these next 2 games. And what I want to say, especially to Kaizer Chiefs fans, I love my fans, I love Amakhosi Network, I love everything. But I think we have one problem. Kaizer Chiefs fans have recency bias. Kaizer Chiefs fans don't look 5 years into the future. Kaizer Chiefs fans don't look at the everyday. Kaizer Chiefs fans don't look at the football, everything. A lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans, the only reason they want Nabi to stay is because he won a cup. And I want to remind people of the past. In the past, when Chiefs was at its best, like the dominating Chiefs, we would still win a cup with a bad coach. Like, that is the reality of the Kaizer Chiefs of back in the days. The Kaizer Chiefs of back in the days, we still won trophies with a bad coach. But at the end of the season, Amakhosi Mtaung Senior said, but it's not good enough. We need to win cups and also be good in the league. This thing of winning cups and then fighting for top 8 and all of these things, it's fine for Magesi, it's fine for Cape Town City, it's fine for Amazulu. You know, these are the teams that it's fine for. But as Kaizer Chiefs, you need winning a cup should not be at the expense of struggling in the league. As a coach, you need to find a way to manage both. You need to find a way to win a cup and you need to find a way of winning. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I have been clear for a long time. If Kaizer Chiefs management is not going to sign Nabi, the top quality talent that he wants, then they must not, then the project must end now. Bring a coach who can use the scraps that Kaizer Chiefs is going to give him and he can do something with it, build, whatever the case may be. The reason why I'm saying this is because, guys, in reality, this is our reality. Our reality is if management every season is going to bring 2 to 3 players, us winning the league is probably going to come after 2 years or coming after 3 years. It won't come instantly because every season when you keep adding 1 or 2 quality, sooner or later you will find yourself with a quality team. That is the reality of it. But it won't be short term. It will be long term. It's going to be long term. So when I'm saying that, I'm saying if every transfer window you find a way to add at least 1 quality player or 2, at the end of the season, you're going to realize that you now have a squad of 15 top quality players over 2 to 3 years. And those players will probably have 3 to 4 year contracts, and you'll know that in that period, you should be able to dominate and challenge Sundowns. And I'm saying this for people to understand that let's look at our current starting lineup right now, like the strongest starting lineup that we can think of. The strongest starting lineup that we can think of right now is probably Peterson. It's probably, let's just say, Cross at left back, since there isn't a stronger left back. Let's say it's Dudley. Let's say it's Miguel. Let's say it's Frosler. Middle, we'll have, let's just continue with Matt and Tabocele. Number 10, let's continue with Sereno. Right wing, let's say Lilepo. Striker, let's say it's Duba. And then left, we'll say it's Modi. That's maybe probably our strongest starting lineup. Yes, some people wanna bring in Umtu Shabalala somewhere and all of that, but I get it. But let's just say that's our strongest starting lineup. If that is our strongest starting lineup, can we already see that, okay, we need to find a left back? Let's say we get a left back. We need to find a better keeper. Let's say we find a keeper. We need to find a better right back. Let's say we find that right back. These are 3 signings. Then it's Matt. This is the 4th player that we're going to put into the squad. Then it's a striker, because Duba can't be a striker alone. Then it's a Duba. Then it's one other winger. Then it's a winger. Let's just say that is what you would need to really be competitive. Let's say that is the squad. If that's the squad, then we already know that, okay, to at least start being dominant or not being or challenging, you need about 6 players, 6 top quality players, which includes a goalkeeper, a left back and a right back. Some people may argue that the right back won't be as immediate, but I think we do need a right back. That's just my opinion. We will need another center mid who's going to replace Abomat. We need a striker, and we may need 1 additional winger to play a scoring winger that can help Abolilepo, etc. Those are 6 quality players. But you can do that over 2 transfer windows. You can do that now in June, and you can do the next one in December. You can add those players and have that squad, right? That is, we're not too far from a competing squad, and that's what I'm trying to argue. We're not too far from a competing squad. It's just now the thing is that the players that you're going to add, at what level will they be? And that is the big question you have to ask yourself. At what level will these players be? Because we are saying they're going to be quality, but what I'm trying to, maybe what people maybe won't be getting, what I'm trying to say to this is that the squad we have now is not too far off from a squad that can start challenging if we continue to beef up the squad. And every season, and if we add 6 quality players this season, this coming season, then the next season we continue to add a new crop. Then before you know it, the teams that we're talking about now, who we're saying are probably our best starters, will be our second team. And our best starters will be the next team. And that is how you build a dominant team. And this is also includes bringing in the youngsters. We're probably going to have a solid quality youngster coming in, wingers, we're going to have a solid keeper that's coming in, all of those things. Now, I know I went on a tangent there, but what I'm trying to illustrate to people is that building this strong squad for Kaizer Chiefs, now we're talking about our Kaizer Chiefs. We're not talking about the one that everyone thinks has 100 million to go shopping. It's not going to happen in a short space of time. It's going to take time. And the thing is that the players that Nabi wants, they cost about 40 million, right? They cost, like Faisal Saloom, his club is asking for 40 million. I don't know if Chiefs can negotiate a deal. Fiston Mayele is probably going to cost 40 to 60. And you also have to take Fiston Mayele's age, so he can't do it forever. So even buying a 30-year-old for so much money, you have to consider these things, etc. So now Nabi, two players of Nabi could cost you close to 100 million. Let's make it, and I say this is based on what journalists are saying. It's not the numbers that are fact. This is what journalists are saying. So what I'm arguing is, I don't think Kaizer Chiefs management will ever agree to buying 2 players with 100 million. It just does not make practical sense. We are not Sundowns. That is unfortunately true. The fact is, Chiefs would want to give a manager 40 million and that manager to buy 6 quality players with 40 million. And a lot of you are going to say, but how are you going to buy 6 quality players with 40 million? And that is where the manager has to be able, with the squad, the scouting squad, to be able to identify the talents that can really uplift. And identifying the talent is not bringing in Cross and Tashreeq Morris. It's bringing in better players than that. And that's where I say there might be a problem, because Nabi, I don't think, values the South African players like that. The players that Nabi tends to maybe want from South African teams is not is probably the players like Titus. He wants like a player like Titus, he wants Fawaz Basadin. He wants, those are the kind of players he wants. And we all know Fawaz is probably costing like 15 million. Titus is probably going to cost like 12 million or 10 to 12 million. So already that's already going to eat at what money Nabi has. And I'm going on this whole tangent just to make people understand that is where the difficulty of keeping Nabi is for Kaizer Chiefs management. Because I don't think Kaizer Chiefs management believes that they can really get Nabi what he wants, because Nabi will always have to compromise. He will have to compromise on the player he wants. He will have to compromise on the standards of the quality he wants. Nabi will always have to compromise. Now, Nabi, on the other hand, in the interviews, has said the same thing. He said he doesn't want to compromise. He says if Kaizer Chiefs does not bring him the players, he doesn't see himself signing a new contract. And that is fair. But people need to understand is that it will be very difficult for you or anyone else to convince me that if Kaizer Chiefs signs Nabi 2 quality players for a whole season, that Nabi can give a better season than he's given now. Because because Chiefs has a tendency of signing 1 or 2 quality players and the rest being average players. So if that is the case, then you have to be careful, because you don't want to have a repeat season like this season. And when I say repeat season, I mean like people think this is bad, but imagine if Royal AM did not get automatically expelled from the PSL. We don't know where Royal AM would be sitting right now. Meaning that if Royal AM was not, we are like most teams like Cape Town City and them are actually lucky that Royal got instantly relegated, because if it wasn't the case, then you would find that Cape Town City is not even going to playoffs. You would find that Cape Town City is actually relegated, could be position number 16. So that's the reality that I wanted to say. I know I've been going back and forth and I'm sounding a bit confusing, but in conclusion, I want to say this. If you're going to keep Nabi, sign him the players he wants. As much as I don't know how realistic that is, I don't even think it's possible for Chiefs to sign Nabi the players he wants. I think we are dreaming. Honestly, I don't see how it's gonna happen, because I know how expensive things players are. But if you're going to release Nabi, you can't do it late. Don't waste time. If you are going to release Nabi, release him early. By the time the 1st of June comes, the new coach needs to be announced. If there's going to be a new coach, that coach needs to come in and start doing his work early. The players are going to take a break, yes, but that coach needs to already start looking for the players to beef up the squad. He needs to have an early preseason. We won't have the luxury of a late preseason. All of these things I'm talking about, they have to be done quickly. We can't wait. So if Chiefs is chatting to Peter Mosimane and they want him to take over, you can't ask Peter Mosimane to take over Kaizer Chiefs in August, when you and Nabi have now failed to agree on something. We need Peter to take over. If they're going to select Peter to take over, by the time the team resumes preseason training, the new coach should be there. Day one, not even day. By the time we start the new season, that coach must already have started his job 2 to 3 weeks earlier, looking for the players, looking at videos, seeing what happened in the previous season, seeing how he's going to restructure, seeing the development players, all of those things. That coach, by the time preseason comes, should know what players he wants to take into preseason, should know the players he wants to sign, should know which positions he wants to boost, should know which DDC players he wants to promote and give a chance and train with. That coach should know that by the time he even starts preseason. So the one thing I've always not disliked about Kaizer Chiefs management is that they like doing, they unfair sometimes to the coach. They don't give the coach time. So if you're going to fire Nabi, 1st of June he must be gone, so that the 1st of June you also announce the new coach. We can't wait. We cannot wait. And that is one thing I'm urging management to do. If you're going to release Nabi, don't waste our time. Do it early so Nabi knows what he's going to do. So the new coach we're going to sign is in, knows the job at hand, can start doing the work. Because I'll tell you one thing. If Peter Mosimane is going to be the coach who you're going to sign, and you tell him by 1 June that you're signing him, I can guarantee you this. While all these players are at preseason, Peter will already be drawing up his next year plan. Peter will be scouting. Peter will be analyzing. Peter will be chatting to agents. Peter will be in the Kaizer Chiefs grounds. Peter will be looking at tactics. Peter will be looking at the DDC players. Peter is a ruthless footballing coach. He does not sleep. The one thing I can tell you about Pito and Rulani, and this is what players often talk about, is that for whatever reason, these guys are addicted to football and these guys don't sleep. Rulani, Pito, they used to say he will call you at night and tell you to go watch a game. Peter will send you a tactic about the football. He will send it to you at night. That time you with your girlfriend, you with your wife, he will send it to you just to know, hey, look at this. Tomorrow I want you to look at this position, whatever. That is the kind of football person we want. And the thing is that Nami and them can't run away from this fact. And this is the fact that I want to emphasize. They are dealing with South African players. Mentally, you can't go into a South African culture and think you're dealing with a Tunisian player, a Moroccan player. They need to find a way to mentally meet the mental understanding of a South African player. And a lot of you may say, no, but they're professionals and what. Hey, guys, Sometimes to get the best out of someone, you need to understand who that person is. You need to understand what that person brings. You need to understand their situations, all of these things. That's why Pito has a thing of also being involved in the player's life. Like how players often say, Pizza has told them to take back their cars because he doesn't want these fancy cars. He wants to build a culture. He wants you to invest. He wants you to do all these things because he understands the mentality. He builds the mentality from off the field to on the field. If you leave Kaizer Chiefs players to run their own lives off the field, they tend to, fame gets to their head. So that's also the other negative. I don't think Nabi and them really understand the culture of a South African player. Maybe by next season, because they have a full year of this, they'll be better, but I don't know. Amakhosi.